So I'm listening to the end song, middling, inoffensive pop, blues rock. Anyway, it is at the end of the PM Entertainment Group movie. They financed it. They didn't have a huge hand in making it, but they did finance it, and I'm sure they had some stipulations, especially around blow torches or prison fights, maybe. But this was a film called Cellblock Sisters, right? Banished Behind Bars. And you have to say it that way. You just have to. You have to say Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars. So when you see a title like that, right, and you see that it stars notorious softcore nymphette Gail Harris, now Gail Thackeray, dog psychic, and that's not a joke, Gail Thackeray, who used to be Gail Harris, the softcore nymphette, is now Gail Thackeray, dog psychic. True story. True story. No word of a lie in anything that I just said. Anyway, when you see a movie called Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars, starring aforementioned Gail Harris, you expect a certain thing. And the great thing about Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars, is that it gives you all the things that you would expect. But it gives you all the things that you would expect wrapped up in a, like, serious as mustard, like, storyline, plot, character arc, script, everything. I mean, they are taking the absolute glorious B-movie exploitation nonsense that this movie is serving up. And I mean that as a high compliment. I mean that as a high compliment. They are serving it up with a completely perfect straight face. There are scenes in this movie. First of all, this movie is shot the business. It looks incredible. Some of the shots, especially a particular one that they do in the middle of this movie. Tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me that this scene coming up isn't one of the most perfectly acted, like, amazing scenes filmed in such a cool way. Just watch this whole sequence. It's great.
Well, you never tell me what you're in for. Oh, me? I'm a lifer. Story is, my husband, he was a good man, too. Awesome in bed. God, we used to knock over lamps, furniture, you name it, we were silly. But anyway, one night he comes home, clear stinking drunk. Couldn't see 2 feet in front of his face. Gets out his shotgun, sits down on the porch and starts picking off fence posts and mailboxes. Anyway, it was not really that big a deal until, of course, cops came. And they said, Henri Wallace, now you do the right thing and you put that shotgun down. But oh, Henri, God, he was a cowboy. Pulled out that shotgun and shot the hat right off the trooper's head. Henri would never hurt anybody. I mean, he didn't have that in mind. He wasn't going to kill the guy or anything, but cops, they don't like it when you sit on your front porch and shoot mailboxes and fence posts, So, trooper snakes out his gun, points it at Henri, and I could have sworn I saw that bastard smile. So he up and shoots my Henri Wallace right on his own front porch. So I shot the fucking cop. No, I'm just kidding with ya. God, I had a 31 flavors and couldn't get away. Damn car wouldn't start. Always check your battery in the spring, by the way. Oh, boy, I think we've got trouble.
I mean, I'm sorry, was that not just an absolutely beautifully acted, perfectly paced, wonderfully written scene? I'm sorry, I think I just witnessed, like, one of my favorite all-time scenes of all time. How well acted, how well written, and how well shot was that scene? That scene has no business being in a movie called Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars. But that's the genius of this movie, is it is taking every opportunity to be just gloriously sincere in its B-grade exploitation nonsense. And I'm sorry, I fucking love it. if that was in a Paul Thomas Anderson film, if that was in one of those fucking movies, people would be like, they'd be like, did everyone see PTA's Wanna? Wasn't that a phenomenal Wanna? That actress, I bet it took 48 takes. I bet David Fincher came on set just to make sure that Paul Thomas Anderson did way more takes than was absolutely necessary. Because that's what they do, these guys. No, Henri Charr, or Henri Charr, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but that's Henri Charr, who directed this, knows his onions backwards and forwards. My goodness, man. He shot the hell out of a movie that, I'll repeat, is called Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars. You just don't expect it to look this good. You don't expect it to sound this good. You don't expect it to be acted this good. And every single character in this movie is played so spectacularly well and is so interesting, and the personality and character and everything they bring to it, it's absolutely phenomenal, the business. And I can't believe that I'm saying that about a movie which, I'll repeat, is called Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars. It just, this movie earns its stripes over and over and over again. And also, like, this is the best example of what this movie is like. There is a shot as the two sisters make their way, that'll be the Cellblock Sisters, who have been, if you don't remember, banished behind bars. They're loose in the prison trying to find their way out. The whole thing is shot with like grays and blues and like shafts of light. I mean, it looks incredible. It looks phenomenal. And then they run, and there's this like spiral staircase going up. And as they run up the staircase, it does this beautiful Dutch angle that just catches the light and makes it look like the staircase is like snaking somehow through the frame rather than up as it would normally. And you're marveling at it, and the light and everything's going down. And then, of course, as the women run around the final bit of the spiral staircase, he manages to get a perfect under the skirt shot. And that's the genius, and I mean genius, of Henri Charr, and his movie Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars. Like, this is what I'm talking about with this movie, right? This is a sequence where these two sisters are trying to find their way out of prison because they don't know which way they're going. But look how this is filmed. But it's glorious because, yes, it's beautiful and it's artistic. And here comes a Dutch angle and everything's wonderful and beautiful. Look at the light and see right up their skirts. See right up their skirts. And that's what this movie keeps doing. It keeps blindsiding you with beautiful lighting and wonderful acting and dramatic music, and then being like, exploitation moment, exploitation moment. It is just such a thrill. Look how good this looks. The depth of field, the lighting, the color. The genius of it is that he's able to go, I'm serving up Kubrickian, like, cinematography business, right? But I'm also going to make sure I get my requisite PM entertainment. I tell you what this is like. This was like when everyone went to see Coffee, I think was the first one, the sort of Jack Hill, Roger Corman, Pam Grier movie, and everyone was just expecting, oh, it's just going to be this certain level of exploitation, and then Pam Grier comes on the screen, and you just go, holy Mother Mary of God, who is that incredible performer, actress, goddess, all of it. You are just smacked of the gob. You are gobsmacked. You are beaten about the mooey. And it's suddenly the combination of Jack Hill's pitch perfect sensibility and Pam Grier's just fucking incredible burning, smoldering up the screen with her Stanislavski method and her shotgun. You just go, this is incredible. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not exaggerating. I feel exactly the same way in a more sort of mid-90s sort of Skinamax movie that doesn't actually have that much skin in it at all, actually, which is another sort of thing which is kind of pleasing, because while it knows it has to play sex occasionally, that's not the design of this movie. The design of this movie is just this incredible, intense prison drama playing with all the tropes, but with like genuinely empowered and genuinely interesting, and like Scorsese level characters. I know people think I'm mad because I'm talking about a movie called Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars, but it had, like, if Scorsese did some of these things, if you would just be like, Scorsese bravely makes the feminist epic of the, new millennium or whatever. Well, I'm sorry, Henri Charr already did it. Following in the footsteps of Jack Hill and Pam Grier, we have Henri Charr, and quite honestly, one of the best all-female casts I can think of. Absolutely phenomenal performances from everyone involved. And it's the only reason I didn't expect that is because it's called Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars. And sometimes, and in fact, a lot of the time, not just sometimes, a lot of the time, when I go down, all of the time, whenever I go down a B-movie rabbit hole, in this case, PM Entertainment, and then finding sort of this Henri Charr connection between PM, where they distributed some of his movies, they financed some of his other movies, and they also facilitated his move from making extraordinarily violent and sexual movies, such as Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars, that he transitioned via Hollywood Safari with PM Entertainment into making family dog films. So it's just a wonderful journey that Henri Charr goes on. And I think that Cellblock, I haven't seen any of his other movies, but I'm going out on a limb that I think I'm going to survive. Going out on a limb that Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars is his quintessential directorial film. This is his Citizen Kane. This movie was genuinely fantastic. Please do not think that I'm taking the piss out of this movie. I am genuinely 1,000 million times impressed with this movie because it did what all good exploitation movies should do. It knew when to give you exploitation. It knew when to give you those little things that you were hoping you might get in a movie called Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars. But it also gives you just this beautifully written, wonderfully acted, and incredibly shot movie that, I'm sorry, I'm not kidding, I would hold up again. Like, there are moments in this movie that are both like Francis Ford Coppola like, but then there's also a sequence where Gail Harris goes full bore Van Damme on another female assailant. Like, it wildly swings from one thing to the next, but in a way where you're never bored, you're never tired. Every single frame is entertaining and interesting. There is a all-in-one shot oneer, and the way it was performed and the way it was written, which was genuinely charming. It was like genuine, like, people in prison movies, explaining how they're in and why they're in and whatever. If this was Steven Soderbergh, people would be fucking applauding and giving him Oscars. If this was Paul Thomas Anderson, just twazzer film critics and annoying film students and people who don't know how to edit, just would be constantly like blowing this movie. And as it is, I guarantee I'm only one of 1,000 people who have ever seen it. But this, to me, if Jack Hill's early 70s Pam Grier films were the, upper echelons of exploitation and action and African-American cinema at the time, then Cellblock Sisters: Banished Behind Bars is the next step up from that. Hallelujah, I found this movie. Thank you, PM Entertainment. Thank you, PM Entertainment. Thank you. And thank you, Henri Charr. So for those in the know, you'll know that MVD Visual has been putting out some erotic thrillers from the 90s, from the classic era of the 90s, out on double DVDs under the label Skin Max Double Feature, but it's MVD Visual. And I just wanted to let you know that both Cellblock Sisters and Caged Hearts, which was not a PM financed film, I believe they distributed it though, but it's a Henri Charr, it's another Henri Charr prison movie, this time with Tane McClure in it. But those two movies, Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars, and Caged Hearts, now out on the Skin Max DVD label from MVD Visual. So if you are interested in pursuing this particular movie, and indeed the works of Henri Charr, in the way that I am now, it's I think it's on most of the DVD sellers, Brother Belial and Orbit DVD and Diabolique DVD and those ones. I think under $10 for the two movies. And I can certainly tell you that Cellblock Sisters was worth it. So hopefully Caged Hearts will be as well. I'm excited to roll up my sleeves and get my hands dirty with more Henri Charr. I don't know whether... I don't like that metaphor. I don't want to get my hands dirty with Henri Charr. I just want to watch some good movies. And based on Cellblock Sisters, Banished Behind Bars, he just knows how to write a good movie, get the best out of his performers, understand he's making a genre picture, understand he has to include exploitation, but he's like, but then it doesn't mean that the people can't be saying cool stuff in a compelling way, and that we can put in like some truly like crazy fights and a riot and, you know, the usual like shower attack sequence and all sorts of stuff. But he does it with, believe it or not, he does like a woman in prison movie, but with some class. A little bit classes up the genre. And I didn't know that would be possible, but good job, Charr.